All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed 5-1. Today is almost exactly the same, except for we're not going to be starting in the form y equals mx plus b. We're going to have to solve for y to get there. The form we're going to be in today is basically called standard form. It's where we have something times x plus or minus something times y equals a number. So if we look at number 1, it says x plus y equals 3. And at the moment, I can't tell what the slope or the y-intercept is, so I have to solve for y to find them. So the first thing we need to do, guys, on any of these is move your x's to the other side. We need y by itself, so I want this on its own. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. These x's cancel and leave me y equals. Now if we look back up at our form, we have the x value first. I can't combine negative x and 3, so I'm just going to write negative x plus 3. I need to check, is y by itself? Yes, it is. So this is in the form y equals mx plus b, and it probably looks like one that you did yesterday. Now we need to pull out the slope. Remember, if you have negative x, that's really negative 1x. So I'm going to put negative 1 on my slope, but I need it to be a rise over run, so since it's a whole number, I put it over 1. So my slope is negative 1 over 1. And the b, that's my y-intercept. I know the x value has to be 0, and it's this number at the end, so my point is 0, 3. So now, just like yesterday, we have a point and a slope. We're going to plot those and form our line. So first I'm going to plot b, 0, 3, right here. And I need to remember from yesterday what directions this is going to be going. It's negative, so it's going to be down and to the right. So I'm going to go down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Now I want to see at least 4 points, but just so that we remember from yesterday, I need to make sure I realize that I can go in the opposite direction as well. Instead of down and to the right, I can go up and to the left. So if I start at my original point, ooh, I messed up, didn't I? I did that off the wrong point, so be careful. That happened to a lot of people yesterday. Here's 0, 3. So down 1, right 1 would look like this. But if I went up 1, left 1, it would continue that series of patterns, okay? Now I want to be as careful as I can. I have a lot of trouble on my tablet to connect those dots together, and there's my line, okay? Really easy for me to tell if you messed that up, and don't do what I did on the first problem and plot the first point wrong, because then you're going to miss lots of points, okay? Let's go ahead and do the next one. I have negative or positive 3x minus y equals negative 6. So the first thing I need to do, just like the last one, is move my x's to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3x. Now I have negative y left on the left equals negative 3x minus 6. Since it's negative 6, we're going to put minus 6. And I have not yet completely solved for y because it has a negative on it. So I'm going to divide each piece by what's in front of y, a negative 1. All that's really going to do is switch all the signs. Instead of negative y, I have positive y. Instead of negative 3x, I have positive 3x. And instead of negative 6, I have positive 6. So guys, y has to be completely by itself. Now I can get my slope, which it looks like is 3, but I'm going to write 3 over 1. And I have my y-intercept, which is the point 0, 6 from right there. Now it's just like what we did last time. Let's be careful here. So the point 0, 6 is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have a positive slope, so I want to go up and to the right. So I'm going to go up 3, right 1. But I'm already as high up as I can go, so I have to switch directions. So I want to go back, and instead of going up and to the right, I'm going to go down and to the left. So I'm going to go down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1. Let's do one more. Down 3, left 1. And let's connect all our dots together as carefully as we can. You guys could use a ruler if you wanted to. But if you don't put that line, I will count off. So there you go. So I hope you're kind of seeing this is the same thing as what we did yesterday. It's just got one little step before it. You've got to be able to solve for y, but we've been working on that for a while. Let's look at the next one, number 3. 2x minus 3y equals negative 9. Again, first we subtract 2x from both sides. The x's cancel, leave me with negative 3y equals negative 2x minus 9. Now I need to divide everything by what's in front of y. In this case, it's negative 3. And now I just need to simplify. I've got y equals, because the 3's cancel, and I have negative 2 over negative 3x, but the negatives cancel each other out, and it leaves positive 2/3 x. And negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. So now I've got my slope is 2/3, and my y-intercept or b value is 0, positive 3. So watch out for those negatives, because if you miss that, you're going to miss everything. So let's go over here and plot the point 0, 3. Since it's a positive slope, I'm going to go up and to the right. So I'm going to go up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3. Now 4 points is enough, and that's okay to stop there, but just know if I wanted to keep going in the other direction, I just go down and to the left. Like, let's just start at this last point that we plotted, okay? Let's just make sure that works. I'm starting here. Well, would I get back to the point before it if I did, let's see, it was up and to the right, now let's try down and to the left. It would be down 2, left 3, and it would take me back to that point, okay? So you could get points down here by doing it this way, okay? Down 2, left 3. I'm going to connect those together, my best line today, and I think we're good with this one. Let's go to the back. Now this one, it doesn't have any x's on the left side. All there is 3y. So that means we don't have to move any x's to start, but we do need to get y by itself by dividing everything by what is in front of y. I'm going to divide everything by 3 to cancel those out, and to get y equals 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then I have an x after it. That's all I got to do. So I know the slope is 2, but I need it in a fraction, so I'm going to put it over 1. In my y-intercept, this is like having plus 0 at the end, so it's the point 0, 0. So I'm going to start at the origin. Looks like I have a positive slope, so I'm going to go up and to the right, and I'm going to plot those. So up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. Or I could do the opposite and go down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. Notice it continues the streak. I'm going to connect those together, and there's my line. So guys, again, that's a lot like what we did yesterday. You have got to be able to solve for y. Not only now is it important, but when you take the STAR test, a lot of equations will start in standard form where you have the x and the y on the same side, and if you can't solve them for y, your calculator can't help you. So make sure you're clear on how to solve for y. There's going to be one question on your quiz tomorrow that looks a lot like this. Now the last little bit, it says what ordered pairs are solutions of each equation. Now I'm going to tell you right off that there could be more than one answer, okay? So when you try the first one, say it works, you need to try the other 4. All of them could work. You have to check. So the way you want to check these guys is first you have to understand they're giving you an x and a y value right here. They want us to plug those into the equation, and if they equal out to 1, then they work. If they don't, then they don't work. So let's say on the first one, our a. Well, I'm going to have 2 times negative 7 minus 5 times negative 3. And I want you to notice when I'm plugging in those x's and y's, I'm plugging them into parentheses. And if those equal 1, then we're good to go. Well, 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Negative 5 times negative 3 is plus 15. And negative 14 plus 15 is 1. So this one did work. We're going to circle it. Now let's try out the next one. I'm going to have 2 times 7 minus 5 times 3, and I hope that equals negative 1. 2 times 7 is 14, negative 5 times 3 is minus 15, and that equals negative 1, so this one does not work. Okay, so I hope you're getting kind of the gist of what's going on here. On C, I'm going to have 2 times 2 minus 5 times 1, and I want that to equal negative 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, and 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So this one didn't work either. Let's check D just in case. I have 2 times negative 2 minus 5 times negative 1. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 5 times negative 1 is plus 5. And negative 4 plus 5 is 1. So that one worked also. Okay? So plug them in. Use your calculator if you want to. Be careful when you're plugging them in. If you don't put parentheses around some of these, you're going to end up missing the problems. Let's look at the last one. 3x plus 2y equals 11. Let's go ahead and start plugging some stuff in. First, I have 3 times 1 plus 2 times 3. We want it to equal 11. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 times 3 is 6, equals 9. So that one did not work. The next one, I have 3 times 3 plus 2 times 1, hopefully equaling 11. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 times 1 is 2, does equal 11, so B is an answer choice. The next one, 3 times 5 plus 2 times negative 2, let's see if that equals 11. That's 15 minus 4 is 11, so we got another one that worked. Let's check this last one out. 3 times negative 1 plus, oops, a little extra parenthesis there, plus 2 times 4. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 plus 8 is 5, so that one didn't work either. Now your homework is going to look very similar to this. There's 3 of these ordered pair problems at the end. Make sure you're checking every one of them. If you just circle one, you're probably going to end up missing it. If you have any questions, come find me, and good luck.